Uh, Kitty.
Welcome to
Wow.
Wild Adventures, where dreams come true, but only if you're awake. I'm your host, Oversleep Voxer.
Points at spring.
Yes.
Why are you showing VR view? What the fuck?
What?
Are you breaking things?
Why is everything... What?
The overlay is always a little bit stretched at the start.
Yep.
It fixes itself soon.
Self-scuffing overlay. Okay, then.
Okay, we're
It's a
good.
feature.
Hey, look, it's me!
A Storm Sorcerer.
Best goat.
A goat that just bleps all over at everything.
Blepper goat.
Don't blep.
blep, blep, blep.
Don't blep. That's illegal.
Blep.
I will blep
That's
all
a
over.
warm. That's a
$320
warm.
fine.
That's a warm crime.
Blep, 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 blep.
Not the
Welcome
goat
back to
black.
the chaos, everyone.
Hello. We
Floaty.
missed you.
Okay, so, last episode, Lorgans invented the freaking light bulb.
Yay. Kib invented nudity and streaking.
I don't think
Invented
Kib
falling
invented
on your
that.
face.
Kib invented falling on knives.
Thackeray is a regular Thomas Edison.
Fantasy
Remy-
Thomas Edison.
Remy now has a
Actually,
cool
I
new
think Thomas
glaive.
Edison was supposedly an asshole, from what I know.
Oh yeah, I'll tell you all about that later.
Okay, we're trying to start the game.
All right.
It's
Okay.
later.
So, Kib got drunk and fell when trying to walk across the thingy I never remember the name
The
of, which
rope of
Close
penance.
lines.
those things.
Because he decided that's totally something I can do with hooves.
He tried to tightrope with hooves.
You could get your hoovy booties.
Hey, if they're cloven hoofs, then you've got little grooves in the middle for the rope.
Something
I
tells
don't
me that'd
know.
be painful.
I think goats do have cloven hooves, but yeah, I would imagine that would be painful.
Also,
Anyway.
Remy got a really cool new glaive and met the local blacksmith, who is very good at forging weapons, but very terrible at making metals. He gave a hint that one of the other blacksmiths on the island is an amazing metallurgist, but a terrible weapon maker.
I smell
Alongside
subplot.
this, King Trash Panda, he ventured his I don't know what to call KT, or I don't know what to call little bugger.
Satyr.
Satyr?
Yeah.
Guess that is the term.
Yeah.
He marched his little satyr into both of the curio shops in town. One of them apparently had bad vibes, so he just ran away screaming.
And the other one, he also ran away screaming because he felt guilty.
The other one, he met Frandor the Furbolg. The very, very slow, but very friendly, but also somewhat depressive Furbolg.
And then a key broke, and I got scared and sad and upset at myself.
It's like, oh.
And Mizzy stepped out of the store.
Also, last episode, Spring subjected his best friend to
Full
cleansing.
Cleanse.
Oh, I
And-
also got a new staff.
I am entirely innocent.
You also went out into the woods with an old man.
That always ends well.
Where I was promptly raped.
Wow.
Wow. Inappropriate.
No.
Inappropriate.
Bad.
Bop.
Get the
Bad.
bapping stick.
Bonk to Kazuma. Boop him.
Slapped. Slaps at Kazuma.
Anyway.
Okay, this episode, I'm gonna say everybody has reunited. Spring has finished his beginner druid training.
I guess Kib's finished with his pan flute and came back into town.
Dak is done with setting up all of those light bulbs.
lighting. Yay.
And the Burr is finished with all of his arms and armor.
Mm-hmm.
He's got the right to it, after all.
Yes, the bear arms.
Oh,
No,
shut
those
up
are
now.
those are free. I didn't pay for those.
Well, no, I'm saying you have the right to those.
Yeah, you have the right for them.
I don't know if we live in fantasy America.
There's either
Anyway,
the right to bear arms or the right to arm bears.
So,
which you've done both.
okay, so have you heard this one? A satyr, a robot, a barbarian, and a German shepherd walk into a bar.
No, how's it go?
Each one of them walked in one at a time and slowly congregated at a table with a small and very shy wolf.
Yeah, I love Remus.
You finally remembered his name, and
I
for that
get it!
you get a point of inspiration.
Oh my gosh.
Yay! Wait, me or the character?
The character.
Imagine
okay.
just
Also-
you.
Also, I'm gonna say that Lorgans gets to put a point of inspiration on his character because he just invented the light bulb.
Well, I
Makes
always
sense.
knew I had bright ideas.
Well, actually,
And you
the point
probably
of
lose the inspiration.
Is just the light bulb above your head. You know, you're inspired. Bing!
Oh my god. Can
I
I
feel
leave
like
the campaign now?
I feel like the DM should lose a point of inspiration.
Don't worry, I've never been inspired. My life is an endless spiral of depression.
Yay!
Right.
Commonality.
Okay. So I guess we're all meeting up with Remus to see what the Wuff has to say.
So Remus has a lot of books and looks very devoid of sleep. The wolf clearly has some bags under his eyes. He's literally plastered up like diagrams and maps behind him. He looks like a
Are we-
crazy person.
Are we in one of the rooms or are we out in the bar?
You're out in the bar. He's taken over this corner of the bar.
I thought Kim was like, I thought we had rooms. What have you done?
William has just like let him do this.
I would imagine so.
That's wild.
So Remus is like, I think I figured it out. I think.
Well,
So if you
don't
look,
keep us waiting.
Hang on a moment. Kazuma, by the way, we see go into your image search. What? Really? Is that your analog for what's happening?
pretty much.
Oh god. Hang on a moment. I need to plug in headset.
Okay. I just ordered food for myself.
Like, no, serious, I can prove that this exists. What?
For conspiracy map.
Alright, in all seriousness, let's go ahead and hear
Okay,
the
so
Wuff out.
Remus is there saying, okay, it's all related. Okay, so you see the gods. The gods are like, they're not like a thing, they're like a concept, but they're not like a concept, they're like things. And the things are there, but like they're also like everywhere, and they hold the world together.
Have you been
Something's
drinking
going on
coffee?
here. Yes, a lot of it. Why?
Just curious. You should probably switch to decaf.
You mean no milk, no calf? What? Okay, whatever. We're good.
Oh.
Moving on. Okay, so the thing is that like we're in here, but we're not like just in here. We're like we're out there, and like we have to go to this island because I think that's how I got out.
From an island?
Yeah, there's an island nearby. It's Ruin Island.
Oh, right. You talked about that one. I kind of want to go there.
Well, you see all of a sudden he kind of like snaps back to reality and he looks a lot more self-conscious and he like crosses his arms closer to his body. He's like, well, I was tracking my steps and that's the last place I went before I washed up on the other side of the island.
Kazuma isn't at his PC.
Probably
up,
getting
Kazuma?
food. I think he ordered food.
Well, that's all
Oh.
very interesting,
Ew.
Remus. So you propose that this is the next place in your investigation of things such as the structures of memory on the island?
Yeah. And I was just saying, what was I saying? I don't remember.
Ruin
what I was saying.
Island.
Ruin Island, yes. That's where we have to go.
Sounds good. I've kind of wanted to go there ever since you first mentioned it.
It should be an interesting adventure, I'd say.
How do we get there?
Well,
I
by
imagine
boat.
we get a boat.
Kib's eyes light up at the mention of a boat. We can
Rowan also sort of perks up at the mention of a boat.
Well, I guess we'd have a goat on a boat then, wouldn't we?
Kib deflates.
Deadpan glare, or not glare, but deadpan stare at at Thackeray. Just
Kib
Real.
went from excited to like, oh.
The android simply just has the corners of his lips just curl up a bit with that, with teeth just barely starting to show, with a devious little, with a smile of a devious little shit.
Kib just looks dejected as all fuck. He saw what you did there and he did not approve.
So Remus looks at you all, and he just has a very light smile. He just says, "You guys helping me has it's helped a lot. You guys
Wow.
are the best, the closest thing I've had to friends since I've come back, and you never hurt me, right? Right?
I would
don't
never
think we
know.
have, not willingly.
I feel like someone's playing tricks on him, but I can't remember if that's this campaign or someone from another campaign, so I can't say.
So Remus has a bit of a worried look at your answer and looks down but doesn't say anything else.
Rowan would just say,
I guess the phrase should be knowledgeably. That said, though, I imagine that the time we've had here has allowed you to continue your research unabated and unhindered.
Yes. For some reason, I've not gotten another assignment since we've gotten here.
I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think they expected you to come back from this.
Why would that be?
Let's just say that at least something in my mind that there's a lot that fell apart in arriving this place. I have, for the most part, I imagine, the same kind of personality I may have had before, though I don't have much of a rhyme nor reason towards it. That said, something in me has always kept me a bit on the edge about the clerical institutions, you might say. They always have a disdain for anything that could cause questioning of their dogma. Anything that could overturn the pot, as it were.
This is an island. Oh, I get it. It's a turn of phrase.
Yes, that is correct, Kip.
Sorry, I'm still a little hungover.
I get the feeling that something in your research unsettles them and makes them feel threatened.
Well, I can't imagine what.
Maybe
Think
something to
about
do
it.
with the memories.
Memories not having your memories can only be described as something that, while many of us may choose to not show it, can make one and feel incredibly vulnerable. Or it can alleviate pains that they may not remember they had had. It can go either way. Now, we all know that in many cases, institutions that we frequently trust and rely upon can offer feelings of comfort. If people had a way to recover those memories, would they have a need to rely on the temple?
I think that even the people who have grown up here their whole lives find some comfort in the temple.
Perhaps. But anything that would change the knowledge of how this world works, or anything else, could be seen as a threat by an institution. That's just my thoughts on the matter, though.
Well, what about the second founding when we changed our funeral practices and started
I
the
couldn't
temple?
tell you. I don't know enough about this place, honestly. All I know is that they didn't approve of your research, even though it could theoretically help people, which strikes me as a little bit strange. Either there's something they're not telling everyone and they have an idea of what's going on and simply refuse to inform people of why it could be dangerous, or there is something that they want hidden otherwise.
I have to give this idea some thought, but it is entirely heretical. Remus just has a very pensive look on his face, his brow somewhat furrowed.
Kib reaches up and pats him on the shoulder.
He's just gonna look up at Kib because he's like slumped down in his seat quite a bit.
I
Which
still have
puts
to
him
reach
just
up for it.
slightly below Kib's like standing height.
Kib's sitting down.
Okay, so
We're at a
he's
table.
about eye to eye with Kib.
This entire time, Rowan has kind of been looking between. His name is Remus,
I
right?
think we should charter a boat,
Remus.
nonetheless.
Chartering
Okay.
a boat should be
You
fine.
know, it's funny. The closer I get to that island, the more I feel like I know something.
Well,
What was
Interesting.
that?
is anyone going to want to take us? Is the question. No, Remy wants to know if you can hear him.
Oh, was it glitching out?
Maybe.
Dang it.
Well, because I was going to say something. I don't know if they can, because
I didn't hear you at all. What were you trying to say?
God damn, hang on, sorry, I have to adjust my settings. I was just gonna add that Rowan was more or less gonna be looking back and forth between Thackeray and
Remus.
Remus at the moment, and then just adding on Thackeray. Are you implying that the clergymen in power are nefarious in purpose, have nefarious schemes?
I couldn't say for sure. I'd have to know exactly what they're hiding in order to do so. And knowing what institutions want to keep hidden, that can also be a challenge. But I get the feeling we'll find answers if we keep following down this path one way or another. Whether we like those answers or not is entirely up for debate.
Yeah. Rowan nods, but his brow is a little furrowed. While he understands he's You can kind of tell that he's a little perturbed by the idea.
Anyone can be capable of lying. Any institution, any individual. Whether it's for the betterment of everyone or simply to keep oneself in a position of power can vary. Without all the information, we can't make that determination.
Sorry, Kib muttered under his breath.
So, we need to charter a vessel then, do we?
So,
We also need to ensure we have enough supplies to be able to scope out the place.
from what I'm remembering, no one goes to the Ruin Island anymore, at all, right? T.
It hasn't been said.
Well, okay. So Kib is is anyone going to want to take us there? Because if not, if we can just borrow a boat, I should theoretically maybe be able to get us there. I think I know how to sail.
I would like to point out that the church does have boats in the harbor.
Question is, will you be able to have influence on the captain to bring us there?
There, for the priest to use, a lot of us do have sailing knowledge. We just need to sign one out. I could put down my name. I am a high enough rank to be able to.
Very well, we'll take that option then.
And if for some reason they won't, I might be able to talk them into it. 'Cause, yeah.
We'll see.
Backgrounds.
Well, for now, I think that I need some sleep. For some reason, I feel very tired all of a sudden.
You seem like you've been up for days. Go to sleep.
Okay. You see, as he slowly just starts to slump forward.
I meant upstairs in your room, but this is fine, I guess. Does he have a room, or did we just never get him one?
He does have a room. He did get one for being a priest.
Ah. Has he completely fallen asleep?
He slowly he rests his head on the table, and then his chair slips backward. His butt falls down, and he falls on the floor.
Kib tries to help, but I doubt he'd be able to do anything.
Acrobatics check.
Oh boy, I'm.
Can you dive out and grab him? You have to dive out from your chair and help him.
11?
I'm gonna say that you managed to stop his head from hitting the ground. You've landed on your chest with your hands on his head is in your hands.
Meh. Can someone carry him up to his room, please? I feel like we've caused a
Let's
scene.
go ahead and pull him up. I'm gonna go ahead and help Kib try to get him to his room.
Oh, whoops. Might help if I was actually unmuted.
It might.
Did you say that you hope you didn't cause a scene, or was it out of character?
No, that was me saying we've probably caused a scene out of character.
Oh, okay.
Because a priest flopping to the ground, someone diving out of their chair to save their head. That's probably
The patrons in the bar just seem to think at this point that Remus is a kind of a fixture of the place now. He's just always there. He's like a decoration. He wasn't there to be weird.
It would be weird.
Eventually, his head will just be mounted on the wall.
No.
No. Leave
No,
Remus alone.
it's like a hole on the wall. Like he sticks his head through, and that's his job. He's just there as an ornament.
As much as people get mounted in here, that's not the kind that we're talking about.
See, my gosh.
Wow.
Well, people do.
Why do
mean
I
down,
roll to
girl.
unhear that?
You're not innocent. Don't even try to play at it.
Wisdom. Yeah, you're right. I'm not. My roll says I'm not.
So, are you guys going to drag Remus off to his bed?
Yeah, we do.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you don't have the benefits of a long rest, give yourself the benefits of a long rest.
Okay.
Vipus.
Make sure that you're all full heal, full spell slots.
Oh, I get my wasted spell back.
Full Blepus.
You're full on second wins. Actually, none of you are a fighter. Still.
I'm a fighter in my other campaign. Second went to save me so many times.
You're also
Anyway, that does help too.
Eep, beep, eep.
okay. So, in the morning, you find Remus in the same corner. He's woken up early because he went to sleep before all of you.
Kid was like, "How did he get back? Oh, he's awake." Okay.
He's back in the corner, but all of the stuff has been taken down. There's nothing behind him. All the books are put away, and he's drinking a cup of milk.
I think he completely misunderstood me.
Feel like Remus is like a toddler that's like getting out of his crib and just like
He's Tommy Pickles. He's going on adventures.
He's 31.
I mean, to be fair, T, in fantasy standards, that is extremely young.
Kind of.
Or very old, depending on species.
If he was a changeling, that'd be really old. They
If he
reach
was a
maturity.
kobold,
Like
that'd be
15.
ancient.
In the lives of elves, he is a baby.
You're a tiny baby man.
Tiny baby man.
You say that,
Baby.
now all I can ring out in my head is
Baby.
my boyfriend going, "Little baby man."
I mean, you do eat peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, little baby man.
Excuse you, there is nothing wrong with peanut butter and chili sandwiches.
Yeah, except for the fact it makes Kazuma a baby man.
I guess
Why?
I'm a
I
baby
quit-
man too, because I eat sandwiches. I had one last night.
I quit.
Okay.
Worst
This,
part is,
baby
I get
man.
heartburn
I-
from that
I-
shit.
I quit this campaign now.
Oh my god. So Rowan winds up. Rowan typically wakes up fairly early, so he comes down and would probably see Remus there. Sits down and goes, "How you holding up?"
He won't give me coffee anymore.
I love it.
To be
I've got what
fair,
you got.
you do seem quite addicted to it.
I don't have a problem until I run out.
That's sort of what addiction is.
Maybe you're right. Why don't we discuss this over a coffee?
No.
I see what you're doing there. It would have worked on Kib.
That'd be
I'm
that.
going-
That would be like telling Kib, "Why don't we?" That would be like Kib saying, "Why don't we discuss this over some ale?"
He's a satyr. He doesn't have a problem. He has a genealogical condition.
Rowan just gives sort of a not too strong, but a very firm pat on the back. You'll get through this.
The pat on the back kind of does jolt him a little bit forward. And you notice that he's very light. He's like 80% robes at this point.
Even I go ahead and come in from across the street in the theater.
This is when you see a very slightly less crazed Remus drinking a cup of milk.
Gibbs comes downstairs, and that's when Gibbs like, he misunderstood what I said by decaf. But he still comes over anyway.
Let's see. So here's the thing. First thing first. If we're going to go on this little adventure of yours, Remus, we need to go ahead and arrange to actually have that ship supplied as well. Since we don't know how long your little investigation is going to take of the area, we need to basically have enough provisions so we don't have to come back constantly back and forth.
And Thackeray did make a good point about the church already not being happy with you. It might be best if we don't use one of their ships.
That's on you guys to figure out.
It could just lead you to getting into even more trouble, and we don't want you to get in trouble.
I was thinking that we could probably do that after the opening show over at the theater.
When is that?
I was thinking that would be something that would be operating tonight. It seems that all the
Oh.
lighting fixtures and everything are operating properly. Probably get, I was thinking maybe borrow a chef from one of the establishments here for at least the temporary interim.
I could do a little cooking.
Sure.
Like everyone
Do you
just
have
looks at you.
few recipes to present for that?
I got a few homemade recipes, namely steak.
I don't know if steak is theater food though.
Actually, it's proper theater food because it could be something. Basically, what the idea should be is that the theater should have a little bit of everything for everybody. If they have something cheaper for people that don't maybe have a lot of money but are there for some entertainment to snack on, and then we have a little something for the big spenders.
But what about those of us who don't eat meat?
Well, that's why you get a salad
Exactly.
or spuds.
Or bread.
All right, you're more than welcome to go ahead and do that then. Since it is the opening, we do need someone on short notice, and you're probably going to, if you can do it well and have practiced quite well at it, so be it.
Well, while that's happening, I could probably go down to the docks and see if I can secure us a boat to use. That way Remus doesn't have to sign his name to anything.
Yeah, go ahead and do that. You might want to go ahead and put down the details we need. List of basically provide a bill of provisions that you expect we are going to need on this trip as well to the whoever you're chartering the ship with.
Kib has pulled out a piece of paper to write on. Well, we'll need food.
And if you can sail the ship, if you guys can sail the ship yourself, then we can just rent one and use that.
That's true. Now, I don't know for sure because I haven't done this since I've been here, but I feel like I know how to do it.
Let that little part of your mind direct you.
It all comes down to rolls. We're here! This is where we left from. Yeah, but we're alive!
Very well. So we've got that all in order. Remus, have you got everything you need from your research? Do you have anything that you might want to consider, any sort of magical tools or implements that you may think you'll need in this? I would
You see as
advise going ahead and assembling
he
those.
hefts up his bag, and it thumps the table. It is very heavy, and you are surprised at the fact he can somehow carry this.
Still, appraise what you've got, see if there's anything you need to make adjustments to your equipment.
I think I have everything.
As long as you are quite sure. That
Um,
said,
I have not had a chance to go and inspect any of the shops around here. Shortly after purchasing the horse, I had to make emergency. I had to make an emergency trip back to home, so I haven't had a chance to shop around. So I'm going to go out into the markets and see what I can find for equipment for myself.
very
Okay.
well.
Avoid the curio shop that's really shiny. It's very disturbing.
Also, what time is the opening show so that way I can make sure I'm there and have some kind of meals prepared beforehand.
We're going to go ahead and strive to have it just as the sun sets. So I imagine that'll probably be around 7
Around 7.
by typical marks.
Very well. I will try to be at the theater by 5.
Good. Excellent.
And with that, Spring heads off towards the markets.
Kib is still working on his list. He's got rations, water, possible repair tools for any damage to the ship that happens on the short voyage.
So as you're walking down the street, you find at the corner of the street is it's kind of like a small stone pillar. At the top is a glass dome that's held together. It's more like glass panels held together with kind of a pewter frame, and inside is very clearly a sundial. They don't have clocks here. And you can see right now it's probably about 9 in the morning.
Yee.
And as you walk, you are, like everyone else, able to find the market simply by seeing, where the streets are the widest, because that's where markets tend to occur.
Yee.
And I need to grab music.
Music. Music.
Now, I would like to say one thing as a small interruption. I used some tracks in this campaign thinking that they were royalty free, and they weren't. I've reached out to the person who made them. They've allowed us to use them, but I would like to offer an apology to the person in question. I did absolutely use their work without permission, and it does need to be stated that that's not okay. Sheppy, I'm gonna need you to post some links in the chat, because I don't think I have the permission to post links.
Everyone has permission to post links.
Okay. That is their channel, and let me get their Patreon, because I promised I would be shouting both out, because this person actually has some incredible content. This person makes D&D ambience tracks, which are really, really good for dungeon masters. Like myself, who accidentally used them when searching royalty-free stuff on YouTube. I searched up royalty-free and it sent me to his videos, which irks me about YouTube. But yeah, if you're interested in ever dungeon mastering, those 2 links, this person does some amazing work. They have a bunch of free content on YouTube, and they also have a whole lot of exclusive content on their Patreon.
Was he at least cool about it?
Yeah, he was very cool about it. I actually got a very nice email from him. I emailed him to explain the situation, and he gave us permission to use the tracks.
That's awesome. At least he was chill about it.
Yeah, I sent him basically an essay explaining the situation, what our project is, the tracks I accidentally used, asking permission to use his tracks. And he said that I was very polite and very nice and honest, and I could use all the tracks that I want, so long as I have so long as I'm not using tracks without paying for them if they cost money. So all the free tracks I can use for free, as long as I'm shouting him out. I even think he's subscribing to his Patreon for some of the other ones.
I can I could add in a I'll add in a timer thing and then just turn it off whenever we're not playing D&D, and then just have like ShippyBot shout it out whenever we're playing D&D on Wednesdays.
Okay.
Sounds good. Put up
So-
a bloop in the credits.
As you slowly walk toward the market, you can hear more market sounds. Actually, that is the wrong track.
I was about to say
Sounds of silence.
that sounds more like me out in the forest than me in the markets.
The forest has come to visit.
I have it muted. One sec here. Rhythm bot.
Push the button.
Ah, this bot. It's annoying. I can't hear anything from the rhythm bot.
Nor can I. Let me.
Broken.
Yeah, I'm not
bot.
hearing anything either.
I think we clear the queue. Okay, we've cleared everything.
I turned it
No.
up. Nothing. I legitimately thought it was some Mario music that was from a YouTube video in the background.
Oh
No.
God! Here comes Nintendo.
T, are you doing the playlist, or are you doing just the video?
Just the video.
Technical difficulties.
Woo!
Let's see if we can make it work. This should be working. Yet it is not.
I blame the music. Bot.
Why was the other one working and not this one?
Because raisins.
Well, here. I'll just do this then. Because I'm smarter than the average bear.
I just want the ambience so that everyone and the audience can hear it.
Oh.
Yeah, I'd have to unmute the stream, and I don't want to hear myself talking or everyone else talking twice.
Exactly.
True enough.
This is very odd. Why it's not working. Do I have to hit?
There it goes.
There we go.
Yay!
Got it. So as you're walking, there's an unusual amount of chickens, which I can hear in this audio. Bingo the Ewe is here. He's barking at us. Again.
Ooh woo.
Bingo the ooh. Next time you see him, call him that for me. Okay, so you walk into the market. It looks pretty normal, other than 2 of the tables have been like crushed and collapsed in.
You leave me alone.
It's
Stop.
a large market square. It's right in front of a really big cathedral. It's got a big well in the middle, or not so much a well as a fountain, which also is designed to act as a sundial.
Spring's gonna go ahead and examine the sundial just to see kind of what time it is and how much time he has.
It is about 9 in the morning. I'm assuming you guys had breakfast and everything before you left.
Yeah.
Spring's just gonna kind of casually walk around and see where an armor or where a weaponsmith might be or anything like that.
There
I think my internet
is-
just took a dump. Or that or my computer.
Oof. There's an open air blacksmith on the corner of one of the arterial roads that leads into this market square, and you can hear the banging of metal coming from it.
I'm gonna go ahead and head over there then.
You slowly head closer toward the sound, and you find a rather large dragonborn hammering away at a large sword, which is currently glowing red hot on his anvil.
Good evening, or good morning, sir.
Hi.
How goes the smithing today?
Smithy.
So, I'm in the market for a couple of new swords.
What kind of steel you need?
Spring carefully pulls out his 2 short swords from their scabbards. They're looking roughly used, especially considering the encounters that the party has had in recent times. Preferably something a little bit more than these.
Better quality or bigger?
Preferably better quality. I'm not much for bigger swords. I prefer to be more quick and nimble.
A new set will cost you 20. 20 GP. That's if you want steel.
What other kinds of metals do you have?
We got 3 main ones other than steel. Anything else, you're gonna have to go find my worthless ass apprentice over on the other side of the island. It's over in Wayward.
Waywern. Who is it? I might know him. I'm from Waywern.
It's, why am I forgetting his name? Because I don't have my Google Drive open. I can never charge money for DMing. I know some people do that. I can never charge because I don't think my DMing is worth anything. Oh, I forgot to open my NPC sheet. I'm sorry.
You are our lovely potato.
Mickle. That's his name. Yeah, his name's Mickle.
Yeah, I know Mickle. He doesn't help too terribly much. He's pretty lazy.
Man, doesn't know how to sharpen a blade to save his fucking ass.
What are the other 3 metals you got?
Well, there's Sky Steel. There's Amber Steel, and then there's, why am I forgetting the name of the bronze?
Double
Mirror
steel.
I believe it was Mirror Bronze. Mirror Bronze.
How much would 2 Sky Steel short swords run me?
I'd run you. You see as he runs through it in his head, and then you just hear him yell, "Janae!" What? How much 2 Sky Steel little swords? Oh, 50 GP. Thanks, 50 GP.
Spring just kind of chuckles and
I
says,
don't do the math. I just make the swords.
I understand. Oh, I'll go ahead and take a set of 2.
Okay, just go inside. My wife will help you with that.
Understood. Spring heads on inside the little shop.
You see a very tall female gold dragonborn, and she's already taking these things off of the rack behind the counter. It seems like the Sky Steel stuff usually is a little more expensive, and so they keep it in a more safe location.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, T-Fox computer just took a dump.
Yes, I heard. Is what's going on?
It's now rebooting,
Okay,
so I'm on my cell phone right now.
okay. Let us know when you're back in.
Yeah, I will, but for now I can't move a character around Roll20. So just so you
That's
know.
fine. We're currently shopping.
Exactly. Good morning, ma'am.
Hi. I got these swords here. She pulls them both out. She removes them a bit from the scabbards so that you can see the blade pattern. And the steel has a cloudy appearance. It's a very light blue steel, but it's got these whitened patches that look like clouds. It really does look like the sky. And she puts it back together, and she pulls out her little lockbox and prepares for payment.
Spring takes one into his hand. Is there a spot somewhere where I can just give at least one a quick, few quick swings?
I mean, come with me. She puts her lockbox away and she locks it. She holds the swords with her, and she just walks to the back door. And she has to duck under the door frame because this woman is about 7'5".
Tall girl.
Yeah, and she just walks out the back, and you can see it's just a little bit of a yard. And there's like a stand of some sort, and she just takes out like basically a thin wooden pole, and she just jams it into the stand and hands you the sword in the scabbard.
Spring pulls it out and takes a few quick swings just to kind of get a heft for their filling before approvingly nodding his head and putting the sword back into its scabbard or into its sheath. All right, I'm ready to proceed with the purchase.
She waves you to follow her as she walks back inside.
Upon the two returning back to the counter, Spring sets his backpack down and reaches in to his little pouch of money and pulls out 50 gold coins and sets them down on the counter.
She has this scale, and you see she takes out a weight that says 50 GP on it. She puts it on one side of the scale, and she weighs your coins to make sure they're 50 GP before sliding them into her lockbox, locking it and sliding you your 2 swords. She does take in a breath and say, by the way, be very careful with those. They will cut you very badly if you mishandle them. Once the Sky Steel blade cuts you, you generally don't stop bleeding.
Ooh, well, much appreciated for the forewarning. I'll make sure to be extra careful. With that, he takes a bow and heads on back out to the markets.
Oh, those other swords of yours, you doing anything with them?
Not particularly.
We'll take them for what they're worth in metal. They're not worth sharpening up, I don't think, but they're worth the metal they're made of.
Sure, I don't have an issue with that.
take 8 silver each.
Sounds fair enough to me. I'll take it.
So she slides you 1 gold piece and 6 silver pieces. And takes the swords, and you see she just tosses them into a barrel with a bunch of other, like, well-used weapons.
Once he's collected his funds, he heads on back out and just sits down on a bench somewhere, kind of relaxing and just looking over his new swords carefully.
So, as you pull it out, wherever there's a sharp edge, there's such a really bright glint of silver that it's actually kind of jarring to look at the edge of this. Like, the edge just seems ridiculously sharp. It doesn't appear to be magical in any way, but it seems like this steel just has such an amazing edge that it's prized.
Alright, I'm going to have to look up the stats for these swords, that way I can adjust it accordingly in my
It's the
sheet.
same attack and damage, but if okay, to allow this to scale to all weapons that are made of this, I am changing the Skysteel rule. The Skysteel rule is if your attack roll is a crit or adjacent to a crit, you cause a bleed. So on a 20 or a 19, you cause bleed on your opponent.
Okay.
T,
Yes?
I have a question.
Yes.
Are these swords edgier than Shadow the Hedgehog?
God
Yes.
damn it!
If taken under a microscope, they have a very finely feathered edge, which is kind of just gives like billions of micro lacerations on contact.
Okay, add to force shut down the computer.
Oof.
Yes, Eeg.
So, to explain bleed as a status condition, on the first turn, whenever a creature starts its turn with bleed, depending on the number of bleed it has on it, it rolls a dice and takes that damage. So these inflict bleed 3. So they take a d6, then on their next turn it drops to bleed 2, they take a d4, and then on their next turn they take a d2.
Yeesh.
This armor, or this damage, cannot be mitigated by normal means, unless specifically stated. There's no check, it's just guaranteed damage. But it doesn't work on everything. You obviously can't make a earth elemental bleed.
Right.
Okay,
You can go ahead
I
and
think
move
we
on to
should
the others.
I was gonna say, let's move on to Kib.
Okay.
Why is the thing black in the background where the thing should be?
What?
The
Oh,
map is black.
Yeah.
there we go. Because it got minimized for a moment. Sorry.
Ah.
Okay, so, Kib,
Yeah.
I'm assuming walked through the market toward the
Yeah.
ocean, which is pretty easy to
Avoiding
find
the certain
because-
stall.
and
And that
certain
gentleman that
store.
recognized him.
And those 2 stores, probably.
And there's 2 stores. So
As you're
he's-
walking through the market, you see Frander the Furbolg scratching his head as he's talking to a locksmith who's holding his little lockbox.
Kib quickens his pace and does up his hood again. He feels bad. Hang on just a second. Sorry, my hair was in my face. I had to get it underneath the headband of the
Headphones.
headset.
So as you
There
keep
it is. I accidentally turned the volume down on my headset this
Oh,
time. Did you say anything?
Real quick, T. In exchange for my swords, I was given 1 gold piece and 6 silver.
Yes.
Okay, so I'd have 51 gold pieces and 6 silver. Got it.
Okay.
So you make your way toward the docks,
Mm-hmm.
and eventually you come out to wider and wider roads where there are warehouses, and then you find the docks. There's piers coming out, and lots of really
Bless you.
big ships.
Kib, his eyes light up like a kid in a toy store.
I think the biggest ship that you see here has 3 sails. Then there's many triangle-sailed fishing ships.
Kib is practically bouncing on his hooves like an excited child. He's vibrating practically.
That's a scary thought.
He likes boats.
You see one ship that's slowly coming in and docking, and on it you can see that there's 2 otters. They're probably about 4'5", like 4.5 feet tall,
They're my size.
and they're loading baskets up onto the dock, to which you can see some of their friends are coming along and grabbing the baskets, which have like loops in them, and they're carrying them like backpacks over toward a warehouse.
Kib. Yeah, I don't know which one to approach. Well, let's just let's see. It's gonna just be me. Spring, Thackeray. I forgot the other name.
Rowan.
Remus and
Rowan.
Rowan. I always forget that one's name. That was me out of character saying that. I always forget that. I don't know why that's the name. I always forget.
To be fair, I'm pretty sure Kib would also forget. They seem kind of airheaded.
To be fair, you're not wrong. Well, he does have a decent intelligence. Wait, do I have a decent intelligence? No, I have decent intelligence. Not that wise.
He's a little bit wisdom.
He's not a wizard. He's a sorcerer.
You don't have to know things. You just have to
My
bluff
lord.
that you can know things.
Exactly.
You have
Anyway.
the appearance of knowledge, not knowledge.
Exactly. These glasses make me look smart. Dumbass. Let's see. So that's Rowan. Good. 4, 5 people for the ship. So we won't need a huge one, but we can't. A small one will probably be too tight quarters. But it is just across the. Can I see that? I want to approach the edge of the dock. Can I see the island from here?
Yes, actually, you can see just the very edge of that island.
Okay, so it doesn't look like it's too far off, so it would probably just be a couple hours. So a small vessel would be fine.
You can just see the top of the tree line, and you see a big ruined tower on it, which is like jutting above the tree line.
Okay. So it looks like the otters are done for the day with their boat. Yes. Possibly.
Yeah, they do very early morning fishing. It looks like you see they're pulling in a catch at 9 in the morning. That means that they probably set out at midnight and have just come back.
Yeah. I feel like what size of boat did they have? Just a simple fishing vessel?
Their fishing vessel it's pretty big. It could hold 5 people. It could
feel like-
definitely hold 5 additional people. Is what I mean. It does seem large enough for all of you.
I feel like you're guiding me towards the otters, and I can't say no to otters. Kib is approaching the otters.
As you come closer, you see that their catch that they have here, they're not bringing in fish. They just have buckets, not even buckets, they have baskets and baskets of clams. Enormous clams.
Oh, fucking course they do.
Because of course
otters
otters would have clams.
Because of course otters would have clams. Oh,
You could say they're clamming it up.
get out.
Yep.
So, good morning. I see you had a good catch.
Oh yeah, look at all the clams. Oh my gosh. Night clamming is the best.
Of course they have that voice. They're so excitable.
The otter's looking at you because the ship, it's the deck of the ship lays a little bit lower than the dock. The dock's pretty tall to accommodate a lot of the larger ships.
Mm-hmm.
But he's looking up at you and his whiskers are twitching.
Yeah, he's probably.
He's got
We're probably
big,
about this.
big grin.
If we were on the same, if we were both on the dock, I'd probably be a little shorter than him, I think, or just about the same height. I can't remember. Oh yeah, I actually be taller. Yay!
How tall is Kib?
Kib is 4'10".
Slightly taller.
Yeah, by a few inches. Would it be possible to, what's the word? Is KTP has blanked.
Charter?
There we go. Thank you. Would it be possible to charter your vessel for getting us, for me and my friends to the island over there?
You know you're not supposed to go over there, right? There's no way that we were clamming over there. That'd be crazy.
Well,
Totally didn't go there for an awesome catch.
well, we won't. I won't say anything about your secret clamming spot if you don't say anything about us going over there.
Wait, who told you?
You kind of just did by accident.
I'm my own worst enemy.
Me too.
You're my worst enemy? Why would
No.
I take you on my ship?
I'm my own worst enemy.
Roll persuasion.
God damn it! I've confused the otter. I've ruined her chances. Oh, but don't worry. Persuasion is one of my good strong points.
Rolls a 1.
17. There's technically a 1 in it, so you're not entirely wrong.
He looks up at you and says, "Okay, well, seeing as I'm your own worst enemy, I guess I could take you."
Love him. I love him.
The other otter you see walks up and he looks at the other otter. He just goes, and then he's speaking otter at his friend, and you see the other otter just squeaks back. Don't mind him; he's a little grumpy.
Kid was looking back and forth between the two of them, rapid fire. Like it's like it's Wimbledon or something. A very short Wimbledon.
Squeaking.
Yes, Squeakenden.
The otter just leans down. He grabs one of the baskets, and he holds it up to you, and he says, we can do it if you work. Warehouse 7 right over there. Just put it in with the rest of the baskets."
Oh no, you've asked Kib to do a horrible, horrible thing. Kib will do his best to help. What do I need to roll?
I'm gonna say that this is within your carrying capacity.
Oh, thank God. Yay! I'm helpful.
So now you're just in this like line of otters who are slightly smaller than you who are carrying these baskets.
There's otters. Otter, otter, otter. Goat? Otter, otter, otter.
Pretty much.
It's like, wait, what? Incongruous.
Squeak, 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 bleep. Squeak, 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 squeak. uh,
So you end up wandering into this warehouse, and there are these big blocks of ice in there that are clearly keeping the inside of this building cold. And you stack your basket right up against the ice, and you go back. You make 2 trips before the entire ship is unloaded.
yay! I helped. Kib doesn't often do manual labor, but when he does it for otters.
Forget the game For Honor. This is For Otter.
Yes.
So he looks up at you and says, so when do you want to leave? The best time would be midnight. That's when we go out.
That would be. Kib's doing some quick math in his head. I'm going to assume the theater show will be done by then.
Yeah.
That would be perfect for us. We'll meet you back here around midnight.
Okay. You see as he reaches down and he grabs something and he just hands you a clam the size of like a football.
Oh, thank you.
He just nods at you and goes to like working on, like, he walks on all fours, like very much like a wild otter, and then just starts undoing some of the rigging and like preparing to like.
Kib will watch for a second in awe because he loves boats. He remembers that much. Instinctively, he loves boats. Before finally, he'll be starting to head back into town with a very confused expression on his face and a big clam in his hand.
Would you say that your hands are feeling a little clammy?
T,
Me?
we have got to talk.
I would have
Do we
hung
have
up,
to?
but I couldn't find the button in time. So I just deafened.
Yes. We're gonna have to have some serious conversations about your puns.
Is there going to
Yeah.
be punishment?
Survival check. I die.
I
Kid doesn't
die.
survive.
You know what? You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna
He rolls survival, just dead.
hold on.
Embrace the
Hold on.
meme.
I
Fun
gotta.
has killed me.
You know what? Spring. Roll a survival check. Fuck! I survive.
I'm
God.
sorry, you have to linger ever on. You're like
Uh,
God, your curse is that you continue living despite your suffering.
Kib sits up, points at Spring.
Literally somewhere in town, Spring just has an aneurysm for no reason, and he doesn't
Hello,
know,
Fox
and he
Scott.
doesn't even know why.
Okay, moving on. At the theater, Maria is practicing her singing. Remus is at the front desk, and he's balancing all of these books and trying to get all of the finances for the theater in order because he's book smart. He's very used to bureaucracy given his position.
Oh no.
I
He's
heard
what's his name?
bureaucracy.
He's so good at bureaucracy. Does he do the limbo too?
No, he's not Hermes Conrad.
He would be a lot cooler if he was.
No. Remus can't do limbo. He doesn't have a spine.
That would make you even better at limbo.
one would think.
You can't tell me that an invertebrate would not be better at limbo than a vertebrate.
I mean, they'd flop backwards and hit the ground, though.
They
Which
wouldn't have to
would
flop.
technically
They
be
wouldn't
out.
even have to flop down though.
Doubt. But,
Anyway,
so, Lorgans,
Yes.
what is Stack doing during the production, or the setup for all of this production?
Basically, he'd been helping her choose an option that would work well with the bare materials that they already have in the theater. To keep it simple for an opening night. Probably a song and dance, maybe with her and the magical marionettes.
You can see that the magical marionettes are doing things like polishing all the tables and chairs to get them back to luster.
And I imagine getting I'm assuming I got a bill of the different, an order list for the food items that Spring was planning on doing.
So the theater did have funds, and a list has been supplied. Remus actually went ahead and wrote up a list of what he thought you guys would need, which includes a lot of fresh vegetables, some meats, some potatoes, and some bread.
I go ahead and make sure that I take a quick look at the recipe just to get an idea of the details for it, and then set out a mise en place that basically simple instructions to arrange the items for quick preparation later. I imagine that the automatons can probably follow simple instructions like that.
Really simple instructions like put this thing into this bowl, yes, but putting together a complicated meal, no.
I mean, just like the basic prep, like slicing or things like that.
Yes, they could probably do that.
Yeah, basically just mise en place so that it can be done quickly and efficiently without too much thought later. Like baskets of that little containers of the spices, basically the meat cut into the size pieces it needs to be, etc. All the utensils cleaned. Basically, go mode. Ready.
So at the same time, Remus has now got everything ready. In terms of the books for getting people to pay. He's got he's polishing and cleaning up a lockbox, and he's sticking a little kind of brush into the lock to make sure it doesn't, break like Frandor's.
Yeah. Basically clearing any jams or material.
Yeah, clearing all the dust and grit out of it.
Good, excellent. So it looks like everything seems to be coming in order. Light system is working, power levels are stable, everything seems to be in order. So I'll go ahead and check with Maria and see. So how are you feeling about everything? It looks like it will be able to get most of it without too much of a hitch.
I think it's all beautiful. I think that looking at everything, it's not quite where the theater was before, but with a little bit of spending, we should be able to make it just as beautiful as it was.
First, we do need to get some shows going so that we can actually have some income. And as we go along with it, we can have perhaps updated props and costumes that will allow us to do different kinds of production, and then perhaps consider hiring additional staff or bringing on actors.
Yeah, I think for now this is more of a what is the term?
Song and
A
dance.
speaking easily?
a one-woman show.
I think you mean to say speakeasy.
I don't think that's proper grammar.
It might depend on the turn of phrase that you've heard it from, but either way, I think that starting with song and dance is probably the easiest way we can do. So you having some coordinated dances along with the marionettes should do some lead to some pretty interesting effects. Maybe you put a little bit of illusion into them to push some extra life onto it. And then we've got probably quite a compelling show.
I'm excited. I haven't performed for, well, anybody except for you guys in a long time.
Needless to say, this should be, I think, a suitable and moving opening night. Any sort of funds can go towards further refurbishing the place, getting it back at the working order.
She just nods with a smile as she looks over the entire theater. I'm presuming Spring is probably going to head back soon.
Yeah, Spring's just gonna head to the theater.
And I'm presuming that's where Kib is headed as well.
Pardon?
I'm assuming Kib is headed back to the theater as well.
Yeah.
So, what is Rowan up to?
Rowan had likely been more or less following Kib around, not letting these small, frail, seemingly harmless goat roam around all on their own. More or less gives almost like a security detail for Kib. So yeah, they'd eventually be coming back with Kib to the theater.
Oh, you went with Kib, or is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I haven't been able to say much because of outside reasons.
Oh, okay.
So what you're saying is that big conga line of otters, it went otter, 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 goat, giant bear, otter, 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 otter.
More or less. or even it would have just been otter, 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 goat, otter, 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 bear off to the side looking in amusement.
I like that one.
So, do you want to time skip ahead to the show?
We can do that.
Does anybody have anything that they want to do before the show?
Damn.
Nothing that I can really think of. Of course, any sort of people who are playing music outside of the marionettes and whatnot could probably get into position. I've gotten to the rigging and I'm ready to manage lights.
As Kib walks in and gets in further, Maria is going to notice him and say, "Hey, is that a pan flute?"
No, this is a clam.
"Is that a clam flute?" No, she doesn't say that.
No, he's still holding the clam and still confused by it, so he thought she was talking about the clam.
No, on your waist there, hanging off of your belt.
Oh, yes, it is.
You're a musician then.
Well, I think so. I've played it was it yesterday? I tried it yesterday, and it seems I played it before, wherever I came from.
Do you wish to play it tonight?
Oh, he shifts around a bit. Looks down at the pan flute. For a moment, at the clam. Fusion. Back at the flute. I wouldn't want to ruin the show.
Well, why don't we hear your performance? Why don't you come put that clown down in the kitchen and then come over here and you can play for us?
He, his, if you could see his tail right now, it's wagging, it's wiggling, in excitement. He likes playing. He just doesn't realize why. He hurries, goes, puts the clam away, and comes back out to the room. I'm guessing you want me to roll performance then?
Yes.
Watch me finally roll a nat 1. Well, there was 2 ones in it this time. 16!
You play a beautiful song, not the one you played at the beach, but you play a different song that seems somewhat important to you, but you can't determine why. But it's a happy song. Possibly a sea shanty, you're not sure.
Does it make him happy or does it make him a little sad?
Yes.
So it makes him happy and sad at the same time.
It makes you feel nostalgic and happy, but longing.
Wow, that... He, lowers the flute. He looks a little torn, because he's feeling the nostalgia. I know that song from somewhere. I mean, obviously, I played it, but I don't know where I know it from. I think someone important to me taught it to me.
Music is a really good way to keep memory. Sights and sounds and smells are tied to your memories, I think.
Sounds about right. He smiles and looks up to her. So, I was good?
Yes, you were absolutely amazing.
Thank you.
Every act has to have an opener. I think that you should play first.
Oh. He instinctively reaches to his other hip for a flask that isn't there. Because I feel like they took them from him. Oh. I could do that. I think. Yeah. He tries to stand a little taller, more confident. If nothing else, it could get a laugh out of everyone.
I think everyone's going to love it.
Well, we'll see, won't we?
She just gently pats Kid's head. Gentle pat.
He gives a little bleat. A little bashful bleat.
Oh yeah, that is there. Okay. Sorry, don't mind me.
It's all good.
Okay, so if we're skipping ahead to the start of the show...
Oh no, do I need to roll another performance?
No, I'm going to say that performance was for the entire...
Whew. Good.
Sorry, I'm just working on background stuff.
Okay.
Okay. So people slowly start coming in. The inn across the street closes other than, the bouncer for the inn and tavern basically staying there to make sure that the patrons are able to use the rooms. But they're not serving any food or drink right now.
Mm-hmm.
And Billiam is behind the bar at the theater.
So I've gone ahead and set up everything for the lights and got the cues going for it. As everyone starts filing in, the new candles probably look amazing right now on the tables. And I I guess Kazuma's probably started the cooking in it.
Yes, the menu is steak bits and potatoes, a big salad, roasted vegetables and potatoes, and clam strips that have been fried.
My friend.
You put a clam in the kitchen. What do you expect?
Because she told him to. But no, he probably would have handed it over to them.
Well, clam is food.
Yeah, to Spring. It probably was already dead. At least that's what Kib's going to tell himself.
Well, you couldn't keep it as a pet. I don't
You
think
say
would be
that!
possible.
You can keep anything as a pet if you try hard enough.
You keep a dead clam as a pet.
I didn't know it was already dead.
It's like a pet rock that smells bad.
Well, no, I honestly didn't know it was already dead. I thought, because they did fish it up, I thought it might have still been alive a little bit.
It was probably still alive for a while, but hadn't been in water or cooled down. So it probably died in the heat of the day.
Good point.
Anyway, moving on. Bleffus.
So, one of the marionettes and the two robots and Spring are all in the kitchen. So, you've got the clown robots who are, doing what little they can because all they know how to do is hit things with a hammer. So that one's just doing that. You've got the acrobat robot who's slicing things with its claws, and then it walks over to the fireplace, it pulls out its flamethrower and just hits the whole fireplace with it.
I'm guessing I've assigned them to assist Kazuma in this. Adventure, derp.
The call does keep cutting out a little bit for me, so excuse me if I don't hear something. I'm sometimes hearing things through the stream, but not through Discord.
Adventure, derp. Peppers.
So, people start coming in. There's a marked off bar section. I could even just move us to here, but I don't think it looks quite this decrepit anymore.
Yeah, I'm
Just
pretty
apply
sure
a
there's
filter.
the not dirty filter.
I might even just take this little map and then change it up because I do have it saved on Incarnate. So
Brighten and warm it. That's all you need to do.
I'll remove the filter. I'll add a warm filter on top, and I'll remove.
That's a
all of
warm
the...
prime.
You're a warm prime.
Damn right I am.
Fight me 1v1 solitaire.
Wait, huh? That's a one-player game.
Exactly.
Only the one who plays will win. I call first turn.
Oi. Peppers. Well, technically I'd be in the rafters.
And I'd technically be on stage at the start.
You're on a table.
Untable. Dirt.
You are on table. You're
He wants to
upstairs.
feel told.
Scrim.
So this area has now been turned into a fully functional bar.
Yay!
The kitchen is now raring to go and no longer smells like several-year-old cheese.
Our fine cheese.
And all of these seats are set up. And people start coming in. Remus is at the front taking people's admission.
even though we're sitting at the table.
Quiet you. And the show, it slowly starts building up. There's a curtain actually around the perimeter of the stage right now that's now been drawn.
Kip shuffles in place for a bit before he gets this go ahead and starts.
So you play this song, and it echoes throughout the theater. The back wall is actually curved to allow the sound to come out better. It's basically curved for the acoustics.
Mm-hmm.
Amplify.
And so it works like an amphitheater, which you're actually strangely accustomed to an amphitheater.
Yeah. He starts off pretty stationary, kind of rigid, but then as it goes on, he gets more and more into it and starts to dance along to the music, like you would have to a shanty, more of a jig than anything.
Prancing.
So
More or less.
as you're playing along, some of the marionettes go behind you on the stage, and they clack their wooden feet on the stage in rhythm to what you're doing, and they give you a little bit of a drum beat as you're playing.
Oh boy. Good thing he doesn't turn around. Those things kind of creep him out.
So you manage to get through your whole song, and when you finish, there's a pause for about 3 seconds. And then
During that
all of
pause,
the
during that pause, he feels so disheartened and his ears are kind of flattened a bit.
And then all of the patrons start clapping. One of them stands up, who clearly looks like a sailor.
He blushes
just
and looks
like-
happy.
Clapping so hard.
Kib is blushing up a storm. His tail's wagging a mile an hour behind him. He's very excited and happy. He takes him a bow and steps off the stage, giving a startled bleat when he turns around and sees the marionettes.
When you walk into the back room off stage, you find right on the table here is a little plate of some fried strips of something that smell awfully like clam.
Ugh. Ugh.
It was clearly meant for you.
Whoever put it there forgot he's vegan. He pokes at it with he just pokes at it for a second. I appreciate the offer. I don't eat meat.
Beside that, Kib would see a salad prepared specifically for him with a note from Spring.
Ooh. He munches the salad. He will try the clam, but
He just pokes his tongue to it and then retches.
yep. It's like, have you seen? It's like he just sticks his tongue out, slowly goes and touches the clam. Oh no! And just buries his face in the salad.
I'm assuming you go back to the main room.
Yeah,
Sit down, everybody.
once he finishes his salad, he will.
Okay, so soon enough, the doll comes back out, and she starts with the song that she sung for all of you, the really mysterious sounding one, and all the candles on the tables dim down as she summons the lights. They're almost like will-o-wisps, but they don't have any kind of intelligence to them. They're just kind of dancing balls of blue flame that swirl around above as she directs Thak to turn the lights out. Except for one single one, which is centered on her. So there's kind of she's got a dim light on her, and then there's just these dancing lights above everybody. And as it slowly moves on in the song, she starts to take it to a happier tone, and she starts moving from kind of a minor key to a major key as she's directing Thack to turn on more and more lights, as if the song is about some kind of sorrow lifted. And as it gets to the end of the song, she's come up several keys, and at the end of the song, she waves her hands, and all of the dancing lights go out, and the music stops, and the crowd gets up, and they clap, and a couple people cheer, and the look on her face is odd because it's like her face goes back to who she originally was for just a moment. It's like the porcelain veneer of her face slowly gains some of her original color. After that, she moves on to some more basic songs, but it seems like that was like the song that she had been wanting to play for so long. Eventually, it wears on in the night. A bunch of bottles are, stacked in a crate in the corner because people have been drinking so much. And it seems like it's getting on toward probably about 11 o'clock at night.
Kate would have told the others about when we needed to leave, too. I just kind of forgot to mention that. Yee.
So when everything wraps up, the kitchen still actually has some food in it. And it looks like about enough for 6 days' rations.
Yay! Because I totally forgot to do that part of the thing. Kim's not clever. He was too confused by the clam to do anything else.
So you have, like, a bunch of vegetables. You have some, you guys managed to, throw the leftover meat into some salt to kind of preserve it. And then there's a whole bunch of strips of clam and a jar of vinegar. And a bunch of bread.
Mm-mm.
Right. I told the sailors we'd be there at midnight. They're very nice. They gave me that clam. Glad we could use it.
So are you going to head towards docks?
Unless anyone has anything they want to do first, yeah.
Rowan doesn't really have much to do. He just sort of looks towards Kib, saying, "Well, we got that ship procured. Do you need help getting anything over there?"
Well, I'm not going to be able to carry all of the supplies on my own, so... we should probably do that.
He nods and follows Kib to get the supplies.
It was to the kitchen, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Are we going to be taking a break anytime soon?
We can take a break right now if you'd like.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Blepis.
By the way, we've kept the thing going, Rhythmbot.
I figured it was good background noise.
Ah,
It was.
okay. Well, let me just go ahead and do this.
Num 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 num.
Alright guys, we will be back in a bit. And we're back.
Hi.
No, we don't have any intermission music set up. I lost all that stuff.
But we're gonna continue on here. So,
Mrah.
you guys pack up your things, I'm assuming, and get ready to head to the dock.
Yep. I go ahead and do a last check with Maria to make sure she has everything she needs to do if she plans on running additional shows in the meantime.
It seems she has everything ready.
Okay, good.
Okay, so as you guys venture out into the night, toward the docks, you're walking, and I'd like you to run a perception check. Whoever has the highest perception can do that.
Doing passive?
Let's say the highest passive perception.
Okay, I have a 12 for passive.
13.
How do you see your passive? I don't know.
It's underneath. It's on the left underneath your skills.
I have 4. I have like a 4. Or at least
No,
I
you
have plus.
14.
Oh yeah. Well, I have 14.
Okay, one sec here. Okay, you're walking and you don't notice anything. Ominous.
I thought you were gonna just have us roll, but okay.
Well, sometimes you don't need a roll.
That's what passive perception is for.
Oh.
I'm also thinking of adding in passive stealth, but we'll see about that.
Well, stealth usually has intent behind it.
I know,
Yeah.
but passive stealth, I think, is a useful thing to make stealth actually not terrible. If you're rolling every time you do anything, that makes stealth a little bad. But
You
mean-
could probably use that, but it's typically an action you take
continuing
deliberately.
on.
Okay.
So you guys are walking toward the pier. Remus is bundled up in all of his robes, and you slowly get closer to the dock. It's about midnight when you've finished packing up and gotten there, and it seems like the otters are packing their ship and working to get everything ready to head out. It seems that they wave at you when you get closer, and it seems like they're about to head out, and they're just waiting for you.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when you hear a gruff voice from behind. Hey! And it yells down the street. And when you turn around, you find that slowly congregated is a group of people in hoods.
Uh-oh.
And one of them pulls their hood back. Spring, I'd like you to roll religion.
Oh, well, this is gonna go. Anyone want to help me? Because I have a 0 in religion.
Let me see.
I mean, I think Kib's the only other one who's lived on the island for long enough to help with
You
this.
can't assist people on checks. I don't see how you would assist on this check.
Oh, well, okay.
Good point.
Well, and as typical, I fail.
Remus just turns around and looks like his knees are shaking, and he looks like he's about to pee himself.
Doesn't he always look like that, though?
Right, you.
Rowan turns around to look at them and shoulders his glaive.
That's when you see Remus just turns around and bolts.
Into the boat, I guess.
He bolts for the boat.
Mm-hmm.
What do all of you do?
I mean,
I'm not too keen on it. I have looked over my shoulder, but then I continue walking forward with purpose, with just with the staff in hand. Basically, my automaton's probably flanking me.
Can I roll insight on them?
Yes.
All right. No, that isn't that. Where is it? Brain. Where is insight? There we go. Well,
They appear to be very friendly. You
Rowan.
watch as they slowly draw out their friendliness knives.
Oh
Kib
my gosh.
looks concerned, like, can we help you?
Okay, one moment here.
Swear to God, if you start battle music, I'm gonna cry.
About how many people is that I'm seeing?
You're seeing there's currently 7 people there. One of them has unhooded themselves.
What do they look like?
One sec here.
Okay.
You watch as one of them, the one in the front, reels back and throws something. And a dart flies out and hits Remus in the shoulder as he's running away.
Darn it! I wish I would have gotten a chance to try to intervene.
That's a feat, I believe.
Yeah.
Oh.
At that
So-
point, basically, Thackeray goes ahead and says, Kib, go ahead and offer long-range support while making sure that that was not any sort of damaging poison on that for Remus. Take care of it
Okay.
immediately.
And I go ahead and look towards the crowd and said, "You've made an incorrect decision."
I feel like the others are going to leave us.
Yeah,
How
you
many
see the
people are
others
there, though?
There are 7. There's 7 people there, and it looks like the otters are pulling up all their stuff and ready to like get out. As you see, Remus jumps onto the boat and starts waving at you guys to.
I go
Like, he
ahead
just
and
kept
start
running
moving to
even
join
after he got
them,
hit.
but I'm going to be wary of trying to avoid anything that's thrown.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah,
So
Rowan's gonna probably follow suit.
Yeah, Kib's going to keep heading towards the boat because he was told to help Remus.
Would it be possible for Spring to even if I have to take this at disadvantage, to kind of fall back and just do long range support with his bow to just kind of hold him off while they try to make it towards the boat?
one sec, I'm getting spammed with messages from somebody. God damn it, Grants! Why are you sending me 9 messages in a row? Fuck. Why does setting myself to invisible not stop him from pinging? Do not disturb.
I want to say do not disturb does that.
Fucking hell. It's rude. Okay, so what were you asking?
So, would it be possible, since Spring has his longbow, would it be possible for him to draw out his longbow and just kind of like be able to, even if I have to take it at disadvantage, to fire off shots just to kind of hold them back while they escape towards the boat?
How do you mean? Do you mean like running and then taking an attack roll like backward, like a Parthian shot?
Yeah.
That'd just be a normal roll. So you can just run your normal movement away from them and then shoot backward.
Okay.
I don't have a knight version of this. But one sec here. Let me make sure all the tokens are in place. It's not the token I want to use there. One secure.
Yeah, I don't even see our player
So-
tokens.
Let me grab in the player tokens.
I see
So-
nothing, but there's the. I don't even see a boat or anything.
There is no boat. I forgot.
Oh.
I didn't put it in yet.
No, okay.
Oh, good.
So,
I just want to
Let's
make sure. I
grab-
just thought you might have put it on the wrong layer, is all.
okay. So, let's say that you guys were all here. Thack was running back too.
Mm-hmm.
Spring is turned the other way around, looking at everything. And then up here, is a whole group of hooded figures. As they get closer and they run towards you, their hoods whip back, and you can see that they are temple guards, just like the ones who are guarding the temple.
Oh.
And they've started to come around this corner. This guy at the front.
Yeah, I'm taking it the guy with the earwings is the one that threw the knife.
Yeah,
Rude.
the guy with the earwigs. Did you say there?
I said earwing. I said earrings.
Earwigs.
Look, you started it with the earwigs.
Are we rolling for our
earwig guy.
initiative?
I'm gonna say that if you try to fight them, you roll for initiative, and if you run away, you just get on the boat, and then you can see what that course of action will try. So you can either try to run away or you can try to fight them.
For now, run away.
Yeah,
Once
if nothing else,
everyone
I can
gets
just
on the
shoot
boat,
stuff
I
at the
do
boat.
have a plan I'm planning on taking with. By the way, about how sturdy does the pier seem to be?
It's got stone foundations underwater, and it's connected with very thick wooden piles.
That might not do the entire thing, but might be enough to shake people, I think.
You've also got these two with you. Your robots.
Yep. So I think first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take that vial of acid I have. And this is a little, this may strike as a bit strange, but follow me on this.
It's not your action right now because
Oh, sorry.
Sheppy was going.
I didn't know. I got lost, sorry.
So Sheppy ran to this position, and now you can fire back if you want to.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and take a quick arrow shot.
Okay, your target, and then roll.
My target's gonna be let me go ahead and just do this. I'm gonna take a shot at the leader guy. And I'm gonna go ahead and
Okay, you hit, and you managed to hit the guy on the shoulder. Roll intimidation though,
roll
because you were trying to get him to stop running it. Like you were trying to stall him.
Probably failed.
Well, let's just see here. Go to his sheet here. Yeah, you don't intimidate him. He takes the arrow in the shoulder and he keeps bolting at you.
Manly.
Damn, that 19 would have been nice.
So as he's running, he takes his hit in the shoulder, but with the same arm that you hit the shoulder of. You see he reaches into his robe, and he starts pulling out a sword from like under his cloak, and it appears to be a 4-foot-long khopesh.
What's a khopesh?
It's a curved sword, typically used in the ancient world around like Assyria and Egypt.
Ah.
It's designed for hacking.
It's basically you're supposed to be able to hook it around somebody's shield so you can stab them even though they have a shield.
He is probably not too thrilled with spring now.
Yeah.
Well, he wasn't liking you to begin with, I imagine.
That's fine.
So Thackeray had an action.
Yes. What I'm going to be doing, I have that vial of acid, I think. I'm going
Yes.
to go ahead. Quick question. Which way is the wind going? Sea breeze coming into the harbor, I believe, right?
Okay, one sec here. I can randomize that. It's currently moving east.
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 Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and smash the vial on the ground just outside of the pier, and the best way to cover them from getting onto the pier before instructing the flame the automaton with the flames to go ahead and do a quick blast at it, setting it ablaze, to smoke the place a bit.
I don't know if the acid is flammable, but you know what? It sounds fun, so I'll say it is.
I'm looking for
Cool,
irritating
cool.
smoke that will burn eyes.
Okay. So I want you to roll. I don't know what you would roll as an attack roll for that. That's an improvised weapon.
Well, short range smash and then backing up and setting it on fire.
I'd say it's probably a low DC. I'd say roll a dex check. Just generic
Roll
dex.
a dex. Once I find it. As in the save throw?
No, I think you can do just a dex roll.
You can.
It's an attack roll that you're not proficient with. You're not proficient with improvised weapons.
Do you see your strength, dexterity, constitution
Yeah.
stuff over there to the left? Just click on the word dexterity.
Oh yeah, you totally get it. You smash it. It hits right here. And then this robot is able to step out and blast it and then step back.
And a nice plume of smoke.
Yeah, let's get a nice awful color here. Ooh.
Like, get on the boat!
The smoke starts wafting this way and creates kind of a smoke screen.
Mm-hmm.
And are you going to just jump on the boat?
Yep, I'm going to get on the boat and try to get the others on too.
Okay, do the rest of you follow?
Yeah, Spring's gonna go ahead and follow.
Yeah. Yeah.
And does Rowan hop on the boat?
Big Burr. Big Burr.
Remy? He's muted at the
Remy.
moment. I don't know what's
Is
up.
he dead?
Sorry, I was getting talked to. I apologize.
It's all good.
Are you hopping upon the boat?
Yep.
Oh, you're on the boat. Okay, the boat is now, as you were hopping on, the boat was already moving. And that's why you've now gotten onto the back end of the boat, not near the front.
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough.
And the boat, whole thing, goes away with all of you. I don't know why it's slowly shifting you off of the boat.
Because we're not on it safely.
You're not on it safely. You fall in the water. No. But you managed to get away on the boat.
Swimmies.
And you see the otter just looks up at Kib and goes, "Wow, that was fucking crazy."
I guess I was wrong. I guess I'm not my own worst enemy. Those guys are.
I wish everybody could have a worst enemy as nice as you.
Me too.
I quickly go ahead and look at who was it who had the messenger knife?
Who got hit with a knife?
No, the messenger knife.
The knife,
The one to send.
the enchanted one, the enchanted dagger.
I think that may have been me. I will check my character sheet.
unless someone here can send a message, because I'm basically going ahead and saying in a low voice now that we're away and say someone needs to go ahead and quickly send a message to Maria. I don't know if they're going to try to mess with her, but these don't seem the types that are going to be playing fair.
I don't know if I added. I don't think I added it to my character sheet.
I'm pretty sure one of us had it because we didn't sell it.
Yeah.
It's not in my inventory.
Do you remember giving it to you guys? Because Tech had it, and I told one of you to take it, and I'm pretty sure Spring was the one.
Yeah,
who
I think.
grabbed it?
Yeah, I think I'm the one. I think I'm pretty sure I'm the one that grabbed it. I just forgot to add it to my inventory. So Spring pulls out the dagger, and on it quickly etches a rather crude note.
Temple guard, essentially, I guess.
You speak into the hilt. It's a dagger. It's got a moniker of a pigeon at the bottom. And you speak into it, and then you throw the dagger, and you speak the name of the person, then the message, and it will turn into a bird, fly to that person, and then come back to you and become a dagger again.
Okay, so all right. Well, let me rephrase. Spring speaks Maria's name, and then speaks his message to her, then tosses the dagger up into the air as it becomes the pigeon and flies off.
Okay, what was the message you were sending?
Beware the temple guard, maybe?
Maria, beware the temple guards. We were just attacked on the docks.
Okay, so the message flies off as the dagger shoots into the air, and it seems like the blade splits apart, and slowly this dagger takes the form of a pigeon and flies away in a cloud of feathers off toward the shore. So you see as the two otters are now casually just starting to sail the ship. They are drinking a little bit.
Gib helps with the sailing if they let him.
And as you're going along, you see the one that speaks common is steering the ship as he goes, "What do you do with a drunken otter? What do you do with a drunken otter? What do you do with a drunken otter early in the morning? Rub his tummy and hug him, rub his tummy and hug him." He just does this as you guys are going.
I go like, I hope this won't cause too much trouble for you both later.
Oh, I mean, there's a reason we don't put any markings on our ship.
Yeah, that's pretty smart there, isn't it? I'm guessing you guys have a habit of going to the destination we're going towards.
Oh yeah. Don't tell anybody.
Well,
I didn't say anything.
I'm just telling you, clamshells are really sharp. You don't want to accidentally slip on one.
By the way,
That is
Well-
delightful.
while they're sailing, Rowan, without really thinking, is just helping with any boat maintenance.
I'm on a boat.
Like not even he really recognizes it. Like he's just kind of like doing it.
Okay, so it's rather uneventful as you get toward the island. As you get closer to the shore, you find that the two otters have pulled up to where there's a bunch of rocky outcroppings that are just covered in clams. And he says, "Okay, well, here's how you're paying for your here's how you're paying for your trip. Just reach out, grab, twist, and put it in the basket."
Fair enough.
Gib starts helping. Also, the performance check is that he started playing along with the other song.
Yes, and you do a beautiful job. and the other one starts squeaking along
I love it.
because he
I go-
doesn't speak common. He only speaks otter.
I love it.
Oh no, I've just realized something. I probably made a mistake.
What have you done?
Um, so considering the fact that I took a shot at probably a captain of the fucking guard, Spring is now going to be wanted.
You're not gonna get any more training. Ooh.
So, as you're going on the boat, Remus is curled up. There's definitely a cabin at the back of the boat, and he's curled up against the outer wall of the cabin.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna go
And
ahead.
he's just like, he's got his arms around his knees. He's in the fetal position, and he looks like he's having kind of a panic attack.
I'm gonna go ahead and come up and just review him to make sure that everything is healthy and that
Check the weapon he was struck with and the wound.
It appears to be a length of metal rod, about 5 inches long. It's got an indentation all the way around at the back of it, and a sharp spike at the other.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't appear it was poisoned, but it looks like it hurt like heck to have thrown right into his shoulder. It seems like a very simple throwing weapon.
Well, Remus, I think that answers our question from earlier. You're on a path that they don't want uncovered.
Do you know who that was?
Captain of the guard.
That was Jack Gravewarden.
Yeah, probably one of the top ones, isn't he?
He's the High Priest of the Sepulchre Guard.
Spring just casually walks in. Well then, I probably just made top of his shit list. I hit him clean in the shoulder.
That and him and his entourage are probably gagging on that acid right now. If they chose to try to go through it.
So, now that you hear the name Spring, you know that the Sepulchre Guard, also known as Grave Wardens, are, oh boy, they're responsible for guarding all of the tombs on the island and disposing of people. If somebody is particularly against the church, usually if you're declared a heretic, they're the people they send after you.
Thackeray,
Mm-hmm. Yes.
we are going to be in for a long, tough battle. Essentially, anyone that goes against the church, as we have now just done, those guys get sent after. So
Did you really expect anything different when you decided to go down this path with us?
Not particularly, but
We're
considering the fact-
essentially being. Go ahead.
but at this point now, I can guarantee you, Remus has been stripped of everything from the church. He is literally a nobody. And the rest of us, well,
Persona non grata.
exactly.
Well, I wasn't anyone here to begin with, for the most part, so that being said, since we warned Maria, depending on how things go, hopefully we might have some goodwill from the townsfolk to help obscure a few things.
I hope that dagger gets back soon. I need to send a message to Mom and Dad.
Hopefully it will.
That said, maybe I should consider creating an automaton that'll serve a similar function to that eventually.
Do what you must. I'm gonna head out to the deck and see what I can do to help out the otters and their work.
Very well. I'll go ahead and discuss with Remus to see what we might be able to expect with this.
Because if they're that desperate to hide something, that's either something that's going to be very, very helpful to the people of this island that will render them inconsequential, or it's going to be something very dangerous. It'll be one of the two. Let's
What
just say that institutions do not like being outmoded.
Well, then it's a good thing I was never very religious to begin with. With that,
Well, neither was I.
Spring heads out to the dock and heads onto the beach to assist with the clam hunting.
Okay, so you're on the edge of the ship, just picking them off of the rocks. Really, they're just anchored next to the rocks. Kind of disconcertingly close, close enough that you can literally reach out and pluck all these clams off.
Pluck them from their cecil tissue.
So once you filled a bunch of baskets, the sun slowly starts coming up, and the ship slowly gets taken toward a beach. But as you go toward the beach, you see there's a black sail, but black sails might trigger some, how to put it, some idea of pirates in both Rowan and Kib. But you see that the church's logo is actually on there. And there's a light bit of smoke like a campfire right on the shore.
I go like, I think we need a bit of subtlety here.
But as you slowly get closer, you don't see anybody on the shore. What you do see, though, is a dead body slowly floating away from the shore, taken out by the morning tide.
Is the body within reach to identify?
It does come close enough to the boat where you could reach out and grab it if you wanted to. It's in the same kind of garb as the people who attacked you before.
I'm going to go ahead and just gently hook with my staff to see if I can get a closer look.
The person is in a temple guard helmet, and he's floating chest up. He's got the same kind of cloak. He appears to be one of the sepulchre guard, but he's got a slash that's come down from his shoulder to his opposite hip, and it's gone through his chainmail.
Guys, come here, and we need to examine this. We got a body here, and it has me a bit concerned.
Spring carefully heads over.
Rowan follows.
Go ahead, and if we pull it on to examine it, make sure that it's nowhere near their clam harvest. We don't want a body fouling it.
So as it gets pulled up on shore, or not on shore, but onto the boat, you note that this person was taken down in a single strike. But it's really weird because there's sand in the wound.
I go like, by the way, did we ever get the otter's name?
No, you haven't asked the otters' names yet.
I go look over them and try to gesture for them and say, what do you make of this? I've not seen a wound this similar to this.
One of them walks over and goes, and the other one looks over and goes, he's dead.
Well, I know he's dead, but have you seen any kind of wounding like this? You guys seem to come out here a little bit often. Do you know of anything here that might cause something like this?
Oh, we don't go on the beach because of the antlions.
Antlions.
Yeah. They're like big antlions. Like, I mean, I've never seen them, but like, you know, there used to be three brothers, and then one of them kind of got sucked into the sand, and then we kind of ran away.
I'm assuming they're the subterranean type.
In Rowan's head, he just all you see in his, like, if there was a thought bubble above his head, there's an ant plus a lion, and then equals question mark.
I look over at him, over at probably a pensive stare that he has, and go like, "You probably don't want to see this up close."
Duly noted.
That said, let's see. That'll present a problem considering we need to get to the tree line.
Yeah, the big problem is that it's rocks all the way around the island except for right here. It's by design. If you actually look at the rocks, these are all pillars that were actually put in and they shattered apart.
What might be possible with use of a grapnel and rope to actually climb the sides?
It's the problem is getting the ship close enough.
They are not wrong. Because there's likely rocks beneath the waterline that are a problem as well. So that said,
Kib's finally gonna tear his eyes away from the flags and like, I might have an idea. Do they respond to sound or vibrations in the sand?
I don't know. We
find
were
out.
just walking around and one of us got yanked under the sand.
That's probably a yes then.
Well, now. Here's the thing. Antlions, I believe, are ambush hunters. I believe. I think if we could locate where they are, or get them to reveal themselves, I don't think we'll have too much of a problem if we can avoid their perimeter.
How tall are the pillars on the rocks on the side of the shore?
Oh, they go out like 100 feet from the shore, and they're varying heights. A lot of them are under the water. A lot of them stick up quite a bit.
Oh, sorry, that was out of character. That was a question for the DM. That's my bad.
Okay.
Reason being is I could try to jump from the ship to one of the things, and then from there try for the tree line, depending on how far away the tree line is, and tie a rope so the others can get there.
I'm having some real problems with the call. It keeps cutting out. Like I can hear you in the stream, but I can't hear you in the call. I'm gonna try disconnecting and reconnecting.
Okay.
All right.
I'm back.
Welcome back. So yeah, I could try leaping to the rocks, but how far is the tree line from the rocks?
I'd say. One sec here.
While you're pondering that, I did have an
20
idea.
times 5 is 100, so it's about 100 feet.
Oh, okay, yeah, no, I would not be able to leap that far.
I do have an idea that may prove useful to us. Let's see if we can get any uniforms from these church guards.
Well, that's not going to help us get past the antlions.
No, but I think you'll find it useful later. So let's check that ship as well, real quick. Who knows, we may have additional supplies we can utilize.
That's a good idea. That way we won't endanger our friends anymore.
Okay, so we do know a little bit here. You see as they start steering toward the shore.
Mm-hmm.
And they get the boat going up and they try to get some speed and they jam it up onto shore a bit. And you see they jump out onto the wet sand. And they say, see, here where it's wet, it's too, like, hard sand, and they don't dig through it.
That and it might also present breathing problems for them, I'm guessing, right?
Wet sand. I might have something that I can do with that.
But as you get pushed up onto shore, you find yourselves here.
Oh.
And you see a deserted camp with a dead body laying on the shore.
Mm-hmm.
I have an idea, but it depends on what the DM says if it will work or not.
You have to
Okay.
ask.
Let me make sure. Let me see how far the reach of it first.
For the
Let me see. Go ahead. I need to do some measuring.
while that's doing that, I think could one of you see if you can check the ship and maybe secure a few of the uniforms if possible, if they have spare ones on that other ship. If we can also moor it, we may be able to use it ourselves.
My plan won't work. I can only go 30 feet. I was going to use Misty Step to get as far as I could with a rope, but that's only 30 feet from the ship.
Well, your plan of action is going to have to be next time because this is where I'm going to leave it off.
Okay.
Right, I will go ahead and set up the ending.
So next time on Wild Adventures, you're going to have to see if you can deal with whatever these quote-unquote antlions are.
Yeah, quote unquote.
You're essentially putting us through the movie Tremors.
Maybe.
Next, we're gonna have to worry about ass blasters.
No, next we're gonna have to worry about Sharknado.
Oh god.
I hope you guys are ready to fight a purple worm.
Oh, is that what we're calling it?
No.
Oh, that would be a TPK.
That would definitely, yeah, that's like Tarrasque levels of hard to fight.
That's just rude, is what it is.
That's like
Not
making
quite
somebody fight a
Tarrasque.
lich. Yeah, Tarrasque has more legendary resistances and legendary actions.
To be fair, Tarrasque is literally what a DM uses when it's just tired of the campaign.
No, a Tarrasque demi-lich is what you use when you're tired of the campaign.
I don't think that exists.
You can make one. It's just a Tarrasque skull with billions of legendary resistances and legendary actions. And access to high-level wizard spells.
That scares me.
With 0 intelligence. No.
And a Tarrasque's health. That's what a Tarrasque demi-lich would be.
Anyways, continuing on.
So I would like to give a shout out to everybody who has assisted us with this series. I'd like to give a shout out to why I'm forgetting the name, Yuki dear. Yuki is a precious bean and did our overlay. And I'd like to thank Michael Gelfie for doing all of our ambient sounds. And I would like to thank Bit Symphony for doing all of our battle music.
Once I grab
Hey, it's Avray.
Yes.
I'd also like to shout out Kazuma for being an adorable Sheppy. I'd like to thank really like to thank Lorgans for being the cutest little derp I ever did hug.
Aww.
Even if he's a bit of a butt.
100% blep. I'd like to thank KTP for being an absolute ever-going bundle of joy who makes every campaign so much more enjoyable.
You're gonna make me
Cutie
cry.
I'd like to thank
Yeah.
Remy for putting up with our bullshit.
You act like I don't enjoy it.
I'd like to thank Sir Ashser for being absolutely precious and possibly coming back soon.
Even though he's not here.
Boop.
You
This
know, I
year
can
run the
still thank
snoot.
him.
We'll have to get the basket ready for him.
Yeah. But anyways, I think this is where our session's going to end. I'd like to thank everybody in the audience for watching. Have a wonderful one.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye! Until next time!
We love you.
Num 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 num.
Wait, what? Discord?
Num, num, num,
Excuse?
Num 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 num.
Okay. What do you do with